back, she was a bit off with us. Is this Ellie? Yeah, she said there's no hard feelings, and they've discussed that they want the girls in the final 3. Yes, she was kind of confident.
Imogen said, I live and breathe for fighting for animals. But then I thought of her dragging that goat along. I thought, no.
Do you know what I realised about that goat? So I was watching on like the Video Brother streams back then, and I was like, the goat pissed in the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
When I looked at it on the HD, it shat in the bedroom.
That's even worse.
So like low definition poop looks like pee apparently. And I'm like, maybe it's a different clip. Maybe
I could
it did
get
both.
you in all sorts of trouble.
Is the poop worse than the pee though? At least you can like sweep the poop up because you know they do those like pellets.
Oh yeah. Well, which would I suppose
the
so.
pee is going to be all in the carpet. Is soak it up. Like, what are you going to use? Your towel? Because you're hiding it. You can't just go get the mop out.
Yeah, fair point. On that podcast I was listening to, they were saying...
Oh yeah, you didn't give me the tidbits of that one.
Yeah, there wasn't none, that's why. But they did say, when they were talking about the goat thing and hiding animals, whatever, they were going, oh, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Didn't even think it was bad.
No, and then one of them goes, oh, my husband said it was cruel. And they were like, oh, it's not cruel, it's just a bit of fun. Blah, blah, blah. And I thought, backwards. Backwards. Just a bit of fun.
Actually, I don't think Dan thought it was as bad as we thought it was.
It is bad. I don't care what anyone says. A goat ain't meant to be in a TV studio. That's the end of the story.
Wow. Some of them want to be on TV.
Unless it's Emma Willis.
Stuff it, you'll get struck off the BBUK guest list.
Oh, what BBUK guest list? I was already slagging her off long before I got invited to that Big Brother house. Don't worry about it. And luckily, I conveniently missed her on the tour. We never saw her, did we? The others saw her.
Apparently, I had a quick word with her.
Fucking saw us coming and fucking scarpered. Don't blame her. Takes 2 to tango.
The girls were talking in the wardrobe room. Jessica was saying that she's going to put up Josh. Ellie asked her if she'll put up Luke too. Ellie's playing a game here. She's playing it real good to suggest that the girls should stick together for the final 3. So she's sort of like getting in there, going like, oh, you know, you should vote with the boys. But actually, Ellie's long gone and is working with Luke to get them out, isn't she?
Yeah, because I put here incorrectly, as it seems. Why did Luke keep Ellie to rally the girls against him? But she wasn't. She
undercover
was just but Ellie was like looking at Jess like she looked evil. Like I thought, I wouldn't fuck with that Ellie.
There's been some good expressions.
Yeah,
actually.
she's like got a bit of an evil look about, like an evil supervillain. But do you still fancy Ellie this week?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was telling Jack about that.
Fit.
He was intrigued.
She's really hot.
He said he felt the same way about Jamie Dornan in this music video we watched of him.
Oh, we're all having awakenings.
You know that guy with the belt and the nice bum.
The one from that picture on your screensaver. Yeah, I know who that is.
He's so fucking hot.
Is that from the music video?
There's some video. No, that's from some modelling shoot. But there was like a compilation of clips of him that we watched very late one night, and oh fucking hell.
Everyone was hot and bothered.
God, I'm surprised we didn't just have sex on the floor right then and there.
I think it is okay to have a crush on who you're not into.
Of course it's okay.
Like, you can have a girl
it's
crush.
More than okay.
I think I can have a girl
I've
crush
got a girl
too.
crush on Ellie as well.
She's
hot.
fit. And she dresses fucking well.
She does.
And you don't find people that dress that well.
She dresses like a star. You look like a pop star. You sound like a pop star.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
does. She dresses like she's at a film premiere.
Yeah, and also, who's got that many new clothes? They're obviously all new. I never saw Ellie wear, like, you think in the Big Brother house, sometimes you just come in a scruffy tracksuit.
Yeah.
I didn't see her once looking anything less than flawless.
No, immaculate. Absolutely flawless.
Jess said in the diary room, it's been awkward with Ellie because she heard them going wild.
Oh, yeah.
Us going wild. And then she said, I need Ellie out. So Jess and Ellie
They're
were
both
secretly coming for one another.
They obviously weren't hiding it very well. I put here, Ellie is not to be trifled with.
She's not.
Ellie getting the goss off Josh about when the girls smashed stuff up.
Yes, and about whether Jess was part of Imogen's kind of disdain for her coming back. It was like, how involved was Jess?
Jess was the main instigator.
Josh
was good.
Instrumental.
He was like, Josh was like, oh, I don't want to tell you this, but wasn't it? It's like, oh, I didn't want to,
But I'm sure he'd already taken her aside once.
Yeah, he just
and given her some
embellished
information.
it a bit, wasn't he? He's like, oh, let's stir this shit up.
And he was like, I need to know. And
if
I'm going to find out from anyone, it's Josh.
I didn't want to tell you, but
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, I felt really bad for you. Actually, it got personal.
Yeah,
Got personal. It didn't really. They're just smashing stuff around, being idiots.
Ellie in the diary room said that she knows the girls are coming for her, but they don't know that I'm coming for them.
And she wants revenge for the wildlife warriors.
Shout out to the Irwins.
Yeah.
She said, I need Jess out ASAP. I don't know if she did say ASAP. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
Look at that. Is that how it goes?
What is that?
Some song. I don't know.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Oh, right, okay. Cut to Josh and Luke talking in the living room.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Canada lingo
Thank
slipped
you.
over.
Thank
and
you.
Josh went, hundo, in agreement to something Luke said.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was.
I've written, did Josh just say hundo?
He did.
Question mark.
I was surprised.
And Josh said he was surprised to still be there. Me too.
I had started to develop a theory about Josh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you started to develop feelings for Josh.
No.
Not
What
at
I
this
will
late
say about
stage.
Josh, he's got a good upper body on him.
Do you know what? I've been quite hard on Josh,
You've
but
been
I
very
was
harsh on
thinking
Josh.
about it. Oh, very harsh. I've been thinking about it, and he's all right, really. Isn't
I
he?
thought you were going to say something really harsh.
What? No.
Thinking about it, he's a complete twat.
He's a twat, but it's like there's nothing. He's not that bad. Like he's not like horrible or anything. Like he's just a bit cocky and a bit vain. But I
Yeah.
mean, so are you, and I put up with that. Do you know what I mean? He's not that bad. Is
You
he?
reminded me a little bit of a young Chad. Is it like Chad in a way? But
Oh, but I fancied Chad, so that was the
did you?
difference. Yeah.
I felt what the theory I started to develop about Josh was perhaps Josh approached Big Brother to be on civilian Big Brother because he started to say like, I got here by myself. Like I felt like he might have applied to be on the show. I got that impression a while ago.
Could have done.
And just some of the things he was saying, it was like,
Well, yeah, because he ain't actually really famous, is he?
well, he hasn't even got blue tick.
He's not even like a Marco Pierre White Jr. level of celebrity, to be honest.
God. Tenuous at best. I felt like I think he did feel like a bit of an imposter, really. And you imagine being
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, just being someone who's slightly big on TikTok and now being shoulder to shoulder with Caitlyn Jenner, like
Yeah, but then
probably
you've got like Danny, who's literally just famous for being on Big Brother,
Wow.
and Jess, who's on Married at First Sight. They're not really famous,
but more so.
more than just being a picture on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Like celebrity is changing. Like Josh probably is known to more people than Danny Hayes ever will be
Come on,
through
now.
Big Brother.
There you.
But like, we still see like someone from TV as more of a legitimate celebrity than someone from
'Cause we're
social
old,
media.
old, innit?
Is it just generational?
Yeah, we don't
thing?
get it. We don't get it. We're like, we go on a date with someone, they're like, oh, I ain't got a TV. And then we're like, oh, God, I'm really fucking old. I haven't been on a date with someone for a good long time.
Say. I hope you're not going on dates. Luke thinks that he is the god of mischief, aka Loki is the god of mischief out of Avengers.
Oh.
My Dan was like, Lukey, Luke Toki,
Luke Toki, yeah.
Loki. He is Loki.
And did Luke say that too, or did Dad say that?
No, my Dan just went through this process of like Lukey, Loki, Luke Toki. It does sound like Loki.
It does, but he's not that low key, is he? After all that.
No, he's not.
Luke said he was ready to play dirty. Oof, plotting a very
Dirty game.
dirty, devious game. He's worried about going home third again, but this time who really cares? Because it's not even real money; it's just for charity, isn't it? But yeah, go on.
He's very passionate about that, and this is why I knew Luke was going to be hard to beat. I believe that I do believe that Luke really wanted it. Like I think he wanted it more than anybody else.
I want it now. Oh no, the wine's kicking in.
I want it all. But
I want it right now.
I think Ellie, not Jess, Ellie played a better game. I felt like I respected Ellie's game more.
But she did get evicted.
But she came back from eviction and she managed to stay. And I feel like you got to recognise that.
Yes. But did you know, you probably did know, because I think it said it in the show, but I think I forgot, that Luke, people like raised money for him because he went out, but then he gave like a massive chunk of that money to charity. Like some of it was just for him, but I think he gave like 100 grand to charity already of the money. I think they raised like $500,000 for him.
Oh, okay.
Just because people liked
Where did you hear that? From elsewhere?
On a podcast. I think.
Okay.
But people liked him so much, and then he gave 100 grand to charity. So he's obviously like a nice fella, isn't he?
Yeah, and I mean, I think when it comes to children and family and like, I was speaking to someone that I work with actually that used to work for Great Ormond Street, which is a massive children's hospital in London.
Gosh.
If you don't know, yeah, and they were saying like, oh, it's so much easier to fundraise for that, and I was like, because people have such an emotional connection to somewhere who saved their child's life or whatever, and you could see it from Luke. Like he was really passionate about Perth Children's Hospital.
Yeah, because he's literally had his own daughter in there, and she's got cystic fibrosis, which is actually quite serious and life shortening as well.
And as he said in the final, it's just a condition that's going to get worse as time goes on.
How awful to have to watch your child grow up and go through that. God, thank God I'm not having children.
Yeah,
it must be so heart-wrenching.
Definitely.
I can't even imagine what it must be like. I'm bad enough if Towie gets like something wrong with his paw. People with kids really like it when you compare having a cat to that.
I bet they do.
Jess's charity, we finally started finding out about the charities, is the Australian Childhood Foundation.
Oh, okay. I missed this.
I don't know what that means or does, but what are they doing? Supporting children to what? Be Australian. That must be it. They have to go and say fair dinkum over here.
Wear a cork hat.
Whopper whopper, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, whoop 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 in the go and troppo in the whoop whoop, wasn't it?
That's the sort of charity I can get behind. So then we had the competition.
Yeah, it was the Noms Challenge.
What was this one then?
Jessica is gunning for the win to keep Ellie out of power. Here's where I don't know what this one was yet, but
I do.
Reminded me earlier about some of the facial expressions. Ellie had a really good disapproval face.
Ooh.
Big Brother said there have been many. It's like an emotional, like the ding ding music, and Big Brother was trying to like do a rousing word. Big Brother said there have been many friendships made, tears and tantrums, and as the friendships made happened, Imogen and Jess like embraced and were like going, oh yeah.
Oh.
And Ellie's face was just like, ugh, that eye roll, these people.
So.
And Big Brother described Ellie as a cat with 9 lives. I was like, don't highlight that at this juncture.
No.
Like, make it more of a threat.
Should only have 8 left at that point though.
Oh, this was a good one. It was the Walk of Fame stars. Got a little picture here.
This reminded me of the one they do in BBUS with the seesaw and the balls on the end. Like come on, they did it like last fucking year. They have to go back and forth and balance all the balls on the seesaw, and then if one falls out,
do they have to go under something as well? Ours are like
no, that was a different one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm thinking of last year with fucking Memphis and Enzo. Jesus.
I can't remember that.
Don't fucking blame you. Anyway, they've done it on BBS a couple of times. But on this one, if you dropped a ball in Australia, you could carry on. But in the US one, if you dropped one, you had to start from scratch. So that was tough.
This was like...
I like this.
You had to be very careful and precarious. Is that you are quite precarious. They are precarious.
Yeah. Precise.
Because you've got to like stand on that wobbly start and maintain balance and keep those balls, which are like big.
What's those balls? How were those balls staying in there? Was there a magnet or something? Because they looked like they were staying in very.
No, they're on like a little sort of like cup type thing, disc type thing.
That looks hard to get that in there, don't you think?
Yeah.
Luke Toki, looking at him there, what's going on with his hair? Have you noticed he's got very, very curly hair? Have you noticed a lot of Australians have extremely curly hair?
Oh, really?
And I was wondering if it was, if
genetics.
He had a bit of, what is it, Aboriginal in him or something like that? Just curious.
Blood.
Just putting it out there.
I mean, possibly. I mean, Toki.
That does sound
quite
like
an unusual name.
Yeah, it's quite a cool name, isn't it?
Considering that most people in Australia like came over from Britain and Ireland.
Yeah.
It's not a sort of British name.
Yeah, I wonder if he has got Aboriginal roots then, because
he's actually partly real Australian.
Maybe
wow.
he is, but because have you noticed a lot of Australian men have very, very tight curly hair?
Yeah, there's what's it called? Pacific Island people have that as well, right?
And they spend a lot of time in the...
My reference point is Maui, the guy from Moana.
Yeah. And they spend a lot of time in the sea, so they have nice beachy hair and But I've heard the sun is very, very hot. You have to stay out of that sun or you get skin cancer.
Well, we're supposed to wear SPF in this country too. It's one of the worst things for your skin.
I wear SPF every day.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. That's why I look so young and gorgeous.